the other whole area comes up for me is about this. I don't know what we call it, the halfway house or the semi-ethnographic. You know, maybe a little ethnography goes a long way, but
what's a halfway house?
Well, I don't know actually. I don't really know.
I mean, if you just treat it like illustrative, then it's not really ethnography. It's just making a film of someone's house, and then you have the interviews in the foreground and the film in the background.
Can you say, well, what even spending 3 days isn't really ethnography? I mean, don't.
Yes, you can.
I mean, presumably academic ethnographers.
Anybody can poo-poo anything else. I know anybody, and I shouldn't be, so dismissive. But I just think, I think there is a line between illustration, and adding meaning to the films. And I think when you start adding meaning, when you start adding more thinking than what you can actually see on the film at face value, then you're doing something which is vaguely ethnographic observation. Call it whatever you want to. But if you're just making a film to show the inside of someone's house, and you don't need to say anything over it to bring it to life, that's my line. That's my personal line.
Yeah. There's a difference, though, isn't there, between saying something over it and the person's own observations, I suppose. I tell you what I'm thinking. Imagine if... No, let me say why I'm thinking this. You see, we do research. We love doing research. It's question and answer based on fully qualitative, unstructured, non-directed questions. The whole thing. I'm very keen on video. We're using video more and more in a very funky way, to be honest. At the end of the interview, that was brilliant. Thanks very much. Listen, I just capture a couple of sound bites. You said some brilliant things. I've got my video camera here. Just you remember that you said that thing about the taste of the toothpaste. Say that bit again. They talk to camera. They talk to us. Remember that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Voxpops. Of course. You could do that better. It's fine, and that's okay, and that is very illustrative of the interviewing process, if you like. But I think you can go further. I'm not sure where this. I don't have this as a ready formulated idea. Yeah, probably is. But what is there between ethnography, I wonder, and the voxpop? In other words, if you do something that's maybe it's interview based but has much more of an observational, participant observation content. Example, here we are in Borough Market. We meet our respondent. We just love to kind of go in the market. It's lunchtime. Let's spend an hour. You said you've been to a couple times before. Never really spending time. Great. Let's just wander around. An accompanied market, accompanied Borough Market visit. So you do that. You wander around. We're chatting. I've also got a video camera. And occasionally you stop something, I just let them do it. They're looking at the fishmonger, blah, 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 blah. I noticed you were watching that tuna head. Oh yeah, but it's funny, and I never realised the fish was so big. And then you only saw I might be filming them at that point. So there you have it. I've got, say, 20 minutes worth on video. I may have recorded the whole thing on audio. I don't know. And let's say the client is saying, the Borough Market trustees, and it's a study of people's perceptions of Borough Market. Just to give an example, is what I've done ethnographic? No. Is it observational? Yes. Is it interview based? Yes.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's what I'm looking at.
But
some
can you
sort
add
of
any
hybrid.
Can you add any more meaning on top of what you have interviewed and what you've filmed?
Well, I suppose the answer would be yes, particularly if one then revisited that person.
Then it's ethnographic. Then you can call that ethnography. I mean, I'm not saying what you can and can't call ethnography.
No.
But if I was to be forced to come up with a term for what we try to do, it's adding meaning.
Yeah.
And it's adding meaning to conversations, to interviews, to observations. You can do an ethnography of an interview, of a focus group.
Yeah.
you know, and you can add meaning to that.
Yeah.
But that's my sort of litmus test,
Yeah.
if you like. But if you were asking me, well, what is the halfway house between interviews that are filmed and ethnographies that you do? I think the client determines that with what you're exploring and the objectives that you have. I mean, maybe one thing is the extent to which you involve clients in the process of viewing the footage, and maybe going back to the respondents, as you were saying earlier. But it's a tough one. I mean, it's such a scale, isn't it?
Yeah.
Between the two, the quality of the additional thinking, the additional meaning that you add, whether it's really impactful or just an interesting observation.
Yeah.